Welcome guys, thanks for coming and checking out my video. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. um so the Nintendo Switch presentation and the Treehouse live is over. I had made a video about this before, but I got a copyright strike a couple times trying to figure out how I was gonna do this video. But I just decided just to take some screenshots rather than having some full motion video, because it was just easier that way. And it's gonna go through this time. I hope so. Anyway, my opinion about the Nintendo Switch presentation is it was boring. It was very underwhelming. Don't watch it. Just don't watch it. If you want to see the games, look at the individual trailers on the Nintendo YouTube channel, or check out the 5-hour long Treehouse Live event. I mean, it was cool. That Treehouse Live actually was more entertaining than the Nintendo Switch presentation. It was much more entertaining. I was expecting more from Nintendo during the presentation, and it didn't really, to me, it didn't really deliver. They talked about the Switch and a couple of games. They said a few third-party games are gonna come out. There's no release dates. So here's the lowdown of the presentation. It's very quick. The Nintendo Switch, it's gonna cost $300. It's gonna launch March 3rd, 2017. There's gonna be no more region locking, which surprised the crap out of me because Nintendo's a stickler when it comes to region locking. Now you can import games from Japan and not have to have a separate Japanese console in order to play it. So that's pretty cool. Apparently, Nintendo Switch was built on different aspects of all their handhelds and consoles. I see where they were going with that, because you look at it and you see the whole different features that it has. It kind of does take a little bit from everything. There are different modes you can play with the Switch, which Nintendo's calling like play styles. There's TV mode. It's just having the system docked and playing it off of your TV. Tabletop mode is when you pull it out the dock. You take out the kickstand from the Switch, and then you take off the Joy-Cons and you play like that, by yourself or with a friend or whatever. And then there's handheld mode, which is, you have the Joy-Cons attached to the Switch, and you play it like the Wii U gamepad, and you could take it anywhere. They said the battery life is anywhere between 2.5 to 6.5 hours, depending on the game. The Switch charges with a USB Type-C cable and can be charged while playing, which, it gives me an idea, because 2.5 hours to 6.5 hours, depending on what game you're playing. They said something about like Legend of Zelda was going to be like 3 hours of battery life on the Switch. What if you could take a USB Type-C cable that has a Type A on the other end, and just plug it in to the Switch, and then if you're on a car ride or whatever, plug it into a cigarette lighter in your car and stuff. I wonder if that would work. Each Joy-Con is a fully functional controller with motion sensors. The right Joy-Con has that IR sensor, which could sense like depth and stuff like that. It has like full button layout, kind of like the Super NES controller, where you have the left and right shoulder buttons. So there's no extra trigger buttons on each Joy-Con. It would just be the buttons, the face buttons, and then two shoulder buttons. Each Joy-Con has what Nintendo is calling HD Rumble, which it was pretty cool on the presentation. It was one of the coolest things I've seen during. There was a demonstration, and they show you how you could shake a Joy-Con as if it was a glass with ice in it, and then you could hear and feel feedback from the controller. You know, like if there was ice in it, and as ice dropped into the glass, you know, you could hear it, and you could shake it and tell there's two cubes of ice in there. That was pretty cool. I hope it works just as good as the demo did, because that would be awesome. The Nintendo Switch is gonna come in two different SKUs. One is the regular gray, has the regular gray Joy-Cons, and the other has neon blue and red Joy-Cons in it. You can also buy them separately. There's a red neon one set, like the left and right Joy-Cons, and then there's a blue neon one, left and right Joy-Cons, and then there's another pack that you could buy separate, which is one red and one blue. The Nintendo Switch comes with of course the Switch, the dock, the left and right Joy-Cons, Joy-Con grip, two Joy-Con wrist straps, an HDMI cable, and an AC power adapter. When I saw the power adapter, because it's just like, I don't know, it's not like a brick like we used to, like for the laptops or the Xbox, the original Xbox One or something like that. It's kind of like the NES plug. I saw that thing. I don't know if it's just a picture or what, but I need something to scale, and that thing looked pretty big. It looked pretty big. You know, I know they took different aspects of different consoles, but I didn't think they would actually take the AC adapter from the NES. Good grief. You gotta see how big that thing is. Nintendo's gonna have paid online service. They're going that route finally, and then you could play with friends and actually have voice chat through a Nintendo app, which is gonna launch in the summer of 2017. The service is gonna be free from March to the fall, and then after that you have to pay for it. I hope they improve their online service and their servers and stuff like that, and it's actually a good experience, because if not, a lot of people are gonna be mad that they have to pay just to play some multiplayer games. You also gonna be able to get a NES and or a SNES game every month during the subscription, but you only have it for that month. You know, it's not like PS4 and Xbox One where they let you keep it for as long as you have the service. It's just like limited, just 1 month. Kind of like the when Xbox has the free play on weekends and stuff, where you could play a game for free just for the weekend. It's like that, but just for the month. There's a few games that were revealed during the presentation. There's a game called 1-2 Switch, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Project Octopath Traveler. Not really talked about it. It says that it's using the Unreal Engine, but I don't know. Skyrim, Splatoon 2. It has new weapons and arenas. It was something cool that they had there with the weapons in Splatoon 2. Is a dual wield weapon called the Splat Dually. It really looks cool. It's alright. Arms, which is a boxing game. That's one of the new IPs. And your characters have like slinky arms, like extended arms and stuff. And usually you guys fight in a distance. It looks okay, but I think it'll get old for me really quick. Super Mario Odyssey looks freaking awesome. It's a sandbox type Mario game, and the art direction looks cool. I like the art. It's more like an N64 or Mario Sunshine sandbox type thing, but with a little different look. Fire Emblem's Warriors, which again they didn't talk much about. Dragon Quest 10 and 11, which was said that's gonna release in Japan. They didn't say anything about the US. So with the exclusion of region locking, it makes it easier to import and stuff. If you like, if you could read Japanese, or you could tolerate not knowing what the hell you're doing. Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 is coming to the US. Best Buy has, like, right now, Best Buy and GameStop have like a list of games and stuff like that. And out of the ones that I just said, there's only 2 launch titles. Is one to Switch and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I don't know if there gonna be more that hasn't been announced, but that's disappointing. But in the Treehouse live event, they went into depth in a few games that were either revealed or hinted in the trailers during the presentation. Nintendo went in depth on ARMS, Splatoon 2, all the specials in Splatoon 2 are new. There's nothing from the previous game that's there. The old weapons have been tweaked and have new features in them. I think it's cool now. You can actually roll out the way. They showed Super Bomberman, if you're into that. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is more of a definitive edition. And you could also carry 2 weapons instead of 1, like in Mario Kart Double Dash, where there was two drivers in one cart, so one person could hold something and the other person could hold something else. Fire Emblem Warriors wasn't shown, but there's gonna be a Nintendo Direct on it on January 18th at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is like 12 p.m. No, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe. I'm not sure. I'm not really good with the calculating the time frames, but you guys could figure that out. Snipper Clips is a new IP puzzle game. Has Been Heroes, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, they showed that too. They went into more depth in that. Super Mario Odyssey, they didn't really show any gameplay, but they talked about it a little bit. They showed the trailer again. There wasn't much that they were allowed to say during that time. One to Switch, which is more like a party game. They showed Quick Draw is like a Western type shooter and stuff. I forgot what else was there, like a ping pong game. It's like a eating contest game. It's a party game, but I'm kind of disappointed that it's not a game that's bundled, because to me it looks more like a game that should be bundled like Wii Sports or Nintendo Land. Is just something that you play now and then, but not like, to me, I don't see myself playing that outside of maybe showing off to friends or families and replaying for a little while. Maybe that's that's the intention of Nintendo. They showed one of my most favorite arcade fighter games, Ultra Street Fighter 2 is coming to the Switch. That game was awesome. The Street Fighter game is regular, like back in the days, during the days where where you go to the arcade and you know, you just spend quarters and quarters on it. It looks the same with all the same characters, but there's also a mode that you can switch to make it look more graphically modern, you know, rather than like a SNES clone. And the character models look pretty cool. They look more vibrant. The art style is pretty good in my opinion. I'm kind of excited for that. That's something I would like to play. I like Street Fighter, especially Part 2. There's an indie game that's coming out called Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. Yeah, it reminds me of like Salad Fingers. I don't know if you guys ever watched that web series, but that wasn't announced during any of the events. But I saw a trailer on it on GameStop's website, and it says it's gonna be a launch title. So the launch titles are gonna be 1-2 Switch, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Skylanders game, Just Dance game, and that game I just talked about, Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. The games are cartridges that look like SD cards. And the Nintendo Switch only has 32 gigabytes of internal memory, so you're going to need a micro SD card. And the Switch supports up to 256 gigabytes. Well, that's all I have right now. I hope you guys were able to get your pre-order in for the Switch. Tell me if you did or you didn't. Let me know what games and features are you excited about. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. This is JayRue, and I'm out. Peace.